I still love those opening credits. I love that song. It reminds me of the Great British Bake Show. And that's why I picked it from the YouTube Free Music Library. So welcome to our little corner of the internet where we talk about fountain pens, inks, journals and journaling, and just about anything, and frankly, everything to keep you inspired. So welcome. So let's adjourn another meeting of the Tuesday night Hemingway Jones Pen Club, where we have a very intense chat going on, always a lot of fun conversations, a lot of lovely, generous people with incredible energy and kindness. You won't find gatekeepers here. We storm the gates. We like to just barrel through. No one's judging you based on what you're writing with or how you hold your pen or your handwriting or which pen is a real Grail pen and which ones aren't. If you're writing with a Pilot Metropolitan, I'm probably going to hang out with you in a room full of people because you know what you like. And that's what this is all about. Sharing what you like, sharing your passions, sharing your enthusiasms. So I am on fire this evening. I am in a very good mood. I have so much to share with you all tonight. Special shout out to a Chiro fake name out there. I just want to make sure you're cool. I was teasing you a little bit on the last episode, but I hold you in the highest esteem. I want to make sure everything's fine with you, my friend. Hope to see you tonight. And I'd like to recognize the wonderful Marcus Souza with a $30 super chat. Thank you, my dear friend. I appreciate it. He says, good night, everyone. Helping to keep the lights on, Tim. I am Tim. That's my real name. I have a real name. Thank you, Marcus. You are a lovely guy. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for the support. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your super chats. You guys keep me going. You keep me energized. You keep me enthused. My passion is writing, fountain pens, journals. I have so much of that to share with you tonight. Thank you for being here. I think it's going to be a breezy hour with a lot of fun stuff. So much stuff, I had to write it down. So I have my show notes tonight, and I'm going to keep an eye to try to cover everything. Often I don't, and then I just push it into the next week, which is fine because there's always so much to speak about. So thank you for all the likes. I see them going up, and that's a good way to make sure that Facebook notices us in the streaming world. So thank you so much. So our main topic this evening is on the venerable Magna Carta. This is the Mag600 with the True Flex nib. And recently Goldspot came out with the Magna Carta Mag650. And there seems to be a bit of controversy, or controversy as my wife would say, in the comments over whether or not these have different nibs or the same nib. And I, your gracious host, was happy to be Virgil to your Dante to guide you through all these different rings of experience, let's say, have the receipts, and can put it to rest once and for all. So stay tuned for that, won't you? That is going to be very exciting and very controversial. So welcome to everyone. Steve Ruckles here. Thank you, Steve. I see Yorkie Mama. Wolf Kate Witch, who's a fantastic source of support for me, and one of the people I've met in person. I see John Manuel's here, who I am going to meet in person, and the amazing, incredible Debbie. Debbie's here, right? I thought I saw her, but yeah, Debbie, I'm going to meet her as well in Washington, D.C., and Kirk Geisinger. So if you're coming to the D.C. Fountain Pen Show, please mention that in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, comment, because I'd love to meet up with you when I'm there. I'm going to be there Friday and Saturday and Sunday morning, so let's meet up. If I'm sure you'll notice me. I stand out. I'm 6'2", and I dress very distinctly, as you know. I am very much me. When you meet me, you'll be surprised how much this guy that you're seeing now is the guy that you're going to meet. I am the same no matter where I am. Always a little kooky, a little intense on the allusions to literature and film and whatever is breezing through my mind at any minute. So I don't think you'll be surprised. I think you'll meet me if you want to. And I will be honored to meet you. So I'm very much looking forward to it. That is at the Washington, D.C. Super Pen Show. I will be there. I'm not going to any of the seminars or anything. I will be hoping to, I want to walk around as much as I can, meet as many people as I can, meet as many vendors as I can. It's going to be really exciting. So I really do hope to see you there. Steve Ruckle says, wear your Nantucket red pants at the pen show. I just may. And he's alluding to a video I put out if you haven't seen it. I did a video on my Nantucket red pants, and I think it's interesting. I think a lot of you thought it was interesting, so if you haven't watched it, please do. I think you'll get a kick out of it. It's a fascinating story for a pair of pants, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm really trying to be a curator on this channel and bring you interesting stories, interesting perspectives, things you might not otherwise encounter, or at least not in this context. And that's what's important. So that's why I'd also invite you to please subscribe. If you haven't, I'd appreciate it. For one thing, we're very close to 16,000 people on this journey with us. I'd love to get to 16,000. So please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And if you want to support the channel even more, consider becoming a member. We have 3 tiers. The ambassadors, very important people who support the channel, and I call it the ambassador level because I hope they share this channel with other like-minded, passionate, interesting, kind, generous, non-gatekeeping kind of fountain pen people. Just pretty much everybody. Isn't that everybody in this community? Just lovely people. And then we have the Cognoscenti and the Illuminati members. This opens you up for our Pen Pal group and a few other perks behind the scenes and some fun stuff. So consider becoming a member if you want to help keep the lights on. The lights are blaring strong right now. So I think you'll see some more videos like the Nantucket Reds video. My main focus will always be on journals and journaling and fountain pens and everything else. But occasionally, you're going to see a fun video that's slightly out of the usual realm. So thanks for all the likes, guys. I see them flying by. It really, really makes me happy. And I see Jonathan Pyle giving me some love on the Nantucket's Red video. Thank you. There's some surprising things in there, right? There was some shocking moments in that video. Just how they got popular. Did anyone expect that? I certainly didn't. When I was doing the research, and the research was fun. And speaking of research, you got a huge insight into how I do my research with my Hemingway's Lost Fountain Pens Revealed video that quite a few of you watched and seemed to enjoy, which I am just absolutely delighted to share that with you. I'm working on a part 2. It will probably air in September. I do space these things out because if you run them together, it's hard to tell them apart. So that's my strategy. But I have a story. There's a story of a certain pen that wasn't revealed in part 1. And I was waiting to see if I could finish the story. I'm still working on that. I'm hoping I can finish that story. And then the second thing is, remember the letter about the stub pen? I got that letter. So it's an unpublished letter, and I have it. I have it. So there's be a story all behind that as well. Plus, I found some interesting things in addition to all this. So I think you'll like part 2 if you liked part 1. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Braxinator with a random question. I love random questions when I see them. There's so much going on in the chats. I don't often see everything because I have to do the show too. But he says, what's my favorite fantasy novel that's a bit obscure? I don't read a lot of fantasy, but I'm trying to think something. I would call Bunny a fantasy novel. That is one strange novel. It's pretty good. Oh, it's handy. I thought it was handy. It's right here. This is one weird book, folks. I love it. It's strange. It seems like it's an analogy, but for what? I'm really not sure. But I loved it. I really enjoyed it. And that was a recommendation from Helen. So there you have it. Happy to answer random, strange questions. I have a bunch of stuff to share with you. But first, let's talk about which pen I'm using. Shall we? I think we should. Let's go over to the second camera. Alrighty then. Hey, we're in the West End. I love the West End. And here we have... Does anybody recognize this pen? In the comments and the chats. Can anyone identify this by sight? Is this a pelican or a pelicant? Or a pelicanot? Or a pelican? I think it's a pelican, isn't it? So I just want to see if anybody can guess the model. And you know what? While you're at it, why don't you guess the ink? Because I have been mildly obsessed with this pen. And I'm going to be doing quite a bit of content on Pelican. Probably in late summer, you're going to see a bunch of videos on it. Eric says the M600. Is he right? Is he right, everyone? You ever see Back to School with the teacher who's like, is he right? Is he? Trying to remember who that was. Pelican 800. Lots of Pelican 800s. Paul Mascu, you said the Pelican M100. That I'm not aware of that model. But you were very close. You just didn't do enough zeros. So I guess I just have big hands. This is the Pelican M1000. Quite a large pen, but my hands are not super huge, but they're not small. But look at that nib. How about that, huh? Oh, there we have it. I see some people. I'm going to put some up that got it. Well done. Very impressed. Yorkie Mama, well done. Okay, so here it is. I'm going to write. You'll see which ink is in here. Oh, boy. Boy, is that fun. This is such a smooth experience. It is really a joy to write with. I don't know if the lighting is doing this ink any favors, so I'm just going to tell you because I don't want to trick you. Yes, one of my top 3, the mighty Oxblood. Boy, I did a terrible job of crossing that X. I should have looked away. I'm going to do it again. Because it violates my sense of order. That's maybe marginally better. You know, I am my biggest critic. I have my critics. I try not to read my critics. It drives you a little crazy when you read people's criticisms of you. But I have my critics, and you know, some of what they say is valid. And you learned a lot from your critics, and you can learn a lot from your negative comments. More and more, I'm kind of doing content based on negative comments, especially for the lives. It really helps. So you can really learn from everything. So let me show you my new way of signing my name, which I don't use as my official signing, but I just love to do it. Got a little wonky. My arm's a little numb today, but we're doing okay. I'm not going to let that get me down. So there we have it. A glorious pen. You're going to be seeing quite a bit of classic colors, beautiful styling. Absolutely amazing. 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 So which pen should I bring to the DC Pen Show, I wonder? Because I'm not sure. But I am going to bring some pens, and that'll be super fun. So, let me show you something else that came into the studio. We will be getting to our main topic very soon, which is the Magna Carta M600 versus the Magna Carta. I said M600. Let me roll back the tape. The Magna Carta Mag600 versus the Magna Carta Mag650. See, now if I recorded that and I was doing a video, I'd have to chop. If I missed it, I'd chop where I said mag and then replace it for M. Those are the tricks you can do when you edit. So super funny. All right, let me show you. So here's a funny story. So evidently, I am an ambassador for Tom Studio. I did not realize this, but I do want to let you know because they sent me something and I'm sharing it. So I always like to be completely transparent. Let me go back to me so you get this point. I like to be completely transparent when something's given, when I buy it, when it's donated to the channel, if I find it on the ground somewhere. I want you guys to know. I think it's fair. I think it's necessary information. So I didn't realize I was an ambassador for Tom Studio, but I guess I did that one video and they gave me a promo code, and then you go in and you have to set up stuff so that the promo code would work for you guys. And I guess that made me an ambassador, which I didn't realize. But you know what? I consider it an honor. I really like Tom Studio. I think they're doing great things. I'm curious what they sent me. I'm about to show it to you, but I just want you to know. Because this channel, the integrity of this channel is very important to me. So that's why I'm telling you this and why. Oh, look at this. A super chat from Eric Linneman, my friend. Thank you. $8.88 from Eric Linneman to celebrate the podcast after 8 months of chemo surgery and trouble. Got to ring the bell recently. This channel really helped. My friend, thank you so much. I can't imagine that my channel provided that kind of distraction for you. I'm so glad. I'm glad you're doing well, my friend. You know, we'll be thinking about you and sending warmth and healing energy your way, my friend. So, way to go. And thank you. I really appreciate that. Very kind. So, let's get back to this unboxing. And thanks for all the likes, guys. I see them. Thanks for the super chats. You guys are the best. So, Tom Studio, whomever is sending these, has fantastic handwriting. We hope you enjoy creating magic with our new one-dip nib. Tom Studio. Nice. They have nice handwriting. Well done. It looks like a font. I couldn't do that. So here it is. They sent this. I haven't opened it. I'm curious what a one-dip pen is. Ooh, this is so sticky. This is like fly paper sticky. You know, I get cave crickets in my basement sometimes, and I have these sticky traps because cave crickets will kind of like munch on each other, and they are attracted to them. And I'm probably telling you too much, but that's what this feels like. Cave crickets. Ooh, did you hear that? Okay. Ooh. I like noises. Do you guys like noises? Do you hear that? How it's got sort of a bell tone to it? Very nice. Oh, okay. We got pieces. Okay. Ooh, we got a like a calligraphy sheet. That's nice. Is that everything? It looks like that's everything. So I'm guessing. See, I probably shouldn't guess. I don't want to force this, but I guess this goes in here somehow. I'm not really sure. I'm actually going to be very careful. This is a flex nib, though, which I like. I like that. So I'm going to do some research before I start forcing it in there. Like a gorilla, which is what I usually do. I usually kind of manhandle my way through stuff, and then I destroy it. But, you know, another thing about this channel, which I really want you guys to know, if I don't know something, I don't pretend I know it. I never started this channel as the person who knows everything. I am a person on a journey. I'm on a personal journey to learn as much as I can, to try as many pens as I can and to let curiosity guide me. That's why I'm not here to sell you pens. So many channels are just hawking pens your way, just pushing pens, trying to sell you stuff. I want you to settle down and to write and to get some sun on your pens, you know? Here's something, and Duke, I saw what you did. I'm going to get to you in a second. One of my critics, I thought this was really interesting. They were saying like, oh, I hate how he shows all these videos of himself, like out in the wilderness and out in like museums. And I hate how he's like walking around libraries. It's so stupid, which one of my critics wrote. And, you know, I'm a reformed guy when it comes to my critics. Sometimes I get my Philadelphia up, you know. Now I'm trying to look for avenues where I can learn something, or I think about what they say, and I feel a little sad when I read that one, because I realized like you missed the point. The whole point of me doing that is that fountain pens in videos on YouTube are almost always shown on a desk somewhere, often poorly lit. Kind of an ugly desk like mine, usually. And you see hands, and you don't see it out in the wild. You don't see the potential. You don't see the life you can live with these beautiful, amazing, expressive instruments. They need to get out. They need to get some air. They need to be part of your life. They need to be integrated. That's why I do that. The reason I show myself wandering the Boston Public Library is that I hope you wander the Boston Public Library. It is a wonder. It is beautiful. It is seductive. It makes you want to read. It makes you want to read every book in that library. It makes you want to sit in the reading room with your journal and a pen and to journal for hours quietly, listening to people shuffle papers and walk past and do all the different things that they're doing. That's why I do it. I want to free our fountain pens and get them out into the world. But you guys know that. All right, I need to recognize Duke, because Duke was very generous, and plus he's got the coolest name. I wish I had a name like Duke. That's a cool name. 889 from the Duke. The shirt has a little Alexander Calder feel to it. Ooh, I like that. He is the great mobile maker, right? With the great sculptures that hang and are balanced. This shirt does have a story, and maybe I'll tell it in a video one day, but I will tell you now. So this is an authentic Japanese Hawaiian shirt. So it's an actual cotton kimono fabric Hawaiian shirt. And I am not too, well, I guess I am. Who am I kidding? I was about to say I'm not too garish, but I'm pretty garish. Have you seen my Patch Madras shirt? But I thought this was a nice way to do Hawaiian and have it a little grounded. So that's the story of the shirt, which I've worn before, but not a lot. You don't get to see it in a lot of my videos. So there we have it. So Duke, thank you for the support. Thanks for the super chats. It means the world to me, and it keeps the lights on. So thank you. Okay, so this looks very cool. I know this fits in here somehow, but I have two things going against me. One is I don't see that well, and I can't really see how it works, and I don't want to mess it up. But it looks very cool. But I think I'll show you something else too. But let me make a couple announcements too, because these are important. I'm trying to get recognition where recognition is earned. Frank Marek watches this channel regularly. Lovely guy. Comments regularly. And he also sends me articles and things. He's like my personal research department. It's always something to do with what I'm doing. If I'm working on Hemingway, something Hemingway will show up. Sometimes it's random stuff on the Three Stooges and whatnot. Just lovely stuff. So thank you, Frank. You're a lovely guy. I really appreciate it. Also want to mention, this is important, but I need to get the date, so bear with me. Okay, we are ready. My friends at Atlas, this Thursday at 1 p.m. Central Time. So this is Thursday, the 27th of June, 2024. In case you're watching this video 10 years from now. This Thursday at 1 p.m. on Atlas Stationer's Discord server. And if you want to reach that and get into the Discord server, there's a link on their bio on Instagram. Now, I'm always transparent. I'm going to be transparent once again. I have no affiliation here. I'm not making any money off of this. I am telling you this because I want you guys to get in on this, and because Debbie asked me to mention it, and I talked to Brendan today and he said mention it. So I thought it was a really good idea for you all to get in on this sale, because these are the fountain pens that Brendan uses when he films his TikToks and his YouTube videos and his Instagram videos. These are pens that have been returned to Atlas sometimes. These are pens that have been used as promos and whatnot. They're, I guess how you would characterize them, as gently used. They're not sold as brand new, but, you know, a couple maybe micro scratches here or there. Nothing wrong with them or anything like that. But they're like 60% off their prices. So, and they're also really nice pens. So you get a shot at something like a Visconti Homo Sapiens for 40% of its price. That might have, it's not going to have a scratch on the body. I can tell you that much. Maybe on the nib, but something like that. So really good stuff. I don't get anything from this. This is purely so you have a shot at some great pens. I'm not sure how the Discord server sales work, but I'm sure that he has the rules and things posted over there. So I just want you to know. Also, I have a discount code for Atlas. I'm sure you can't use it for that, but if you go to their website, if you use HJ10, you can get 10% off your purchase. I don't make anything off of that. The channel doesn't make anything off of that. I simply got that for you. So there you have it. I want you to know that. All right. Oh, Alexandra Richardson, Alexandra's Art Insanity, says they also sometimes sell open ink bottles. Very good to know. And I'm glad you chimed in. You were like my next item. So you gave me a fantastic transition into my next topic, and that is Alexandra Richardson has a channel on YouTube. I put the link into my description of this video, so check it out, and do me a favor, go over to her channel, see if it fits your vibe. I really adore her channel. She does stuff with watercolors, a lot with inks, and a lot on fountain pens. She has a very nice way about her. Fantastic host, and she was gracious enough to have me on her channel where she asked me 20 questions, and I didn't know what kind of questions they would be, to be honest. I was kind of hoping they'd be intense questions. I thought they might be like, you know, when were you at your most afraid in your life, or, you know, when did you feel that everything had fallen apart? I wanted her to like Mike Wallace me, where by the end I was like, oh, I can't take it. But it was nice. It was kind. Really interesting, though, questions about fountain pens and how I use them and how I got into them and things like that. So very, very lovely job. And it's a really fun exchange and interview, I thought. I'll have to have her on my channel someday. But she did an absolutely fantastic job. So please check it out after you watch this broadcast. So I thought she did a fantastic job. Yorkie Mama saw it. I think you commented, if I'm not mistaken, because I did go over and check. I am egotistical enough that I look and see if anybody said anything about me that's bad, because sometimes they do. Sometimes it hurts my feelings. Sometimes. Okay. Oh, we have some more stuff to show you. Then we're going to get to our main topic and a few other topics. But let's show you our next stuff. You guys love show and tell, don't you? I do. Ooh, thanks for the likes. I have my one dislike, too. So there's somebody who shows up every Tuesday night just to dislike me. You hurt my feelings. I really wish you wouldn't do that. But, you know, what can you do? So, guys, make up for that dislike. We could talk it out. If you have a problem with me, we could talk it out. Send me an email. Okay, so this is from Lochby. And I'm really excited about this. they sent me 3 things. They sent me a field journal, they sent me a Quattro, and a tool roll. So this is really cool stuff. I want to get into EDC a little more, guys. I'm really fascinated by EDC. I have kind of my own obsessions over EDC. I have shared them before, and I will share them again. So I have an EDC video coming up next week, in fact, where I share my favorite, all my stuff from my bags. I'm trying to be extra careful here, so I'm not sure how to open this. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm so silly. It's a hook. That's right. I don't want to open that. It's a hook. So this is what's cool about that. Yes, I remember now. So check this out, guys. This is super cool. I might bring this to Washington. Do you see this? It's a pen roll. So here's my Omas. My Bologna has a first name. It's Omas. I'm going to use that joke a few more times. So I'm just... Remember, I became a dad for the jokes. So forgive me. So look at that. So you have 4 spots there. 3 spots here. You have these bigger spots for other things. A magnifying glass, a ruler. So you put that there. There's room back here. You can put more pens back here, I suppose. And then there's a really cool pocket here. And I should say, I don't want to forget, they sent me these for free. So they sent me an email and they said, would you like some stuff? We'd love to see if you'd like to take a look and review them for your channel. So I was like, I really want to do more on EDC. So please send me some stuff. And they did. They sent me this. And I quite like it. And it looks like there's different things you can like open it depending on how much stuff you have in here. But that's heavy duty. I can't wait to do a full review of this. This is very cool. So that's one. Here's another one. Look at that. This is nice and padded. I think this is going to go in my bag. I've been using a very low-tech kind of crummy one. This is nice. This is like, it almost feels like wax cotton. It almost feels like barber material, if you know your barbers as well as I do. I don't know if you've ever seen my videos on barber over at Stridewise, but it's weird, but I've written extensively on barber. I don't talk about it a lot on this channel, but my background is actually in writing about menswear. So you can find me writing about menswear on Stridewise and at various other sites. I used to write for Classic Style magazine. So my bona fides are in menswear. And plus I was on the Fedora Lounge for years. So there you have it. That's my background. And this is sort of the piece de resistance. Look at this. Wow, guys, this is so cool. This is so cool. This is when I lose it a little bit, and I can't wait. I can't wait to use this. So once again, this clip sort of reminds me of the buckle on my rock climbing gear. I was a rock climber for years. It wouldn't have a space though, because you would need it to hold you up. But look at this. Look at this. Matter of fact, I'm going to hold it up so you can see it in all its glory. I might do that with all these. So look at this. All these pockets. So it's a journal with a dot grid. And I'm sure you put the back cover here if you want, or you can keep it in here. You have like credit card spots if you'd like. You could stick a pen in here. You know, you got a lot of different things you can do. It's pretty fun, guys. I am kind of looking forward to filming with this because I can see me using it in Washington. I could see me using it like at the Mount Washington Hotel. It would have been perfect. And it has a little handle too. So I, can I just say it's kind of manly, right? This is like super manly. I kind of dig that. I really do. So let's see what the paper was. I forgot to look. Lochby, stitch binding, 72 pages, assembled in Taiwan. Doesn't really say. I'll let you know. if it's fountain pen friendly, but I can tell you, I was speaking to them through email, and they told me that the owner of the company is a fountain pen person, and they show pictures with fountain pens in their products. They're definitely into it, so I'm sure it is. But we will put it to the test. Oh my God, this is awesome, Lady Manx. What a great comment. I love this. A grown-up cool trapper keeper. Exactly. You guys remember trapper keepers from the 90s? So cool. Rob McGuire says, nice setup as a fishing journal. By the way, how Hemingway is this? If Ernest were here with us now, wouldn't he be using these? Right? Oh, Shane has one in Navy. Very cool. I think I asked for brown, Shane. I thought it was kind of cool. So there it is. Let me show you some of the other ones so you get a sense of size. So this is the small pen case, which will be in my bag tomorrow. Also made of that like wax cotton feel. Very cool. By the way, I don't have a discount code with these guys, so I have no motivation for you to buy them. I'm just showing them to you, and this is cool. This is really cool. This is going to Washington, D.C. with me, I'm sure. What a great way to carry my pens. If I don't carry my Galen leather bag, because that's pretty cool too. But very, very nice. I like kind of rolling stuff up. It's very casual. It's very quick. It's a quick way to carry stuff. But I'm not making any money off these. I am simply enjoying this. So there you have it. Oh, I like this. I like how secure it is. So you're not going to lose anything with these. That's for sure. That is for sure. Where are we? Is this flying by? What is it? What is it with time? You know, I am not a conspiracy theory person. I'm very logical. That's something else you should know about me. I'm a very logical person. I don't believe in anything that can't be measured or touched or felt or experienced firsthand. I don't think anybody has knowledge of anything that I couldn't have if I picked up the same books. That's how I view the world. I'm very logical. My wife is a little more like spiritual, and you know, I love that about her. And it makes for interesting conversations between us. And I think I sometimes have to bend to that realm because I still can't explain the ghost cat. But we'll talk about that another night. I know I mentioned it before, but what I want to mention is how time is just moving with so much velocity, so much intensity. My wife and I, we've crafted this conspiracy theory that Mandela effects and the way that everything seems untethered from the center. Was it Prufrock? The poem about the gyrfalcon has lost the... Oh, I wish I could remember that. But it's like how the center was coming undone. The world was getting crazy. And I think that's the poem that ends with the line, "What beast now slouches its way to Bethlehem to be born," or something, if I'm not mistaken. That sense that we sort of aren't on solid ground that's been going on for like the last 7 years or so. Our conspiracy theory is that it's from the Hadron Collider, that when they fired it up, it's from that. Oh, Ichiro's here. Hey, buddy. Ichiro, fake name, how are you? I actually dedicated this episode to you because I wanted to make sure you weren't upset because I was teasing you last week when you said I was a little full of myself. So I'm really happy to see you here, my friend. And this episode is dedicated to you, so watch the replay when you're done. So very delighted to see you. I don't always know how my humor plays back. Do you know what I mean? I think the one thing I'd really like you guys to know about me, and I'm really excited about many of you meeting me in person, and the one thing that maybe doesn't come across in my videos so much is just how goofy I am. I mean, like, it's really hard for me to be serious. Like, I'm definitely one of those people. I'm not going to get too deep into it because I want to talk about the Magna Carta, and I'm going to talk about that momentarily. But I do want to say, I think if you've had a traumatic childhood, If you've seen things you people wouldn't believe, some people wouldn't believe, you would believe. If you've been through really, really awful things, I think you at least have two choices. I'm sure there are many more. Two choices that I can think of at the moment. One is like drugs and intoxication, where you numb your mind so you don't have to think about these things when those loops are playing over. Those things that we torture ourselves with. I don't drink that much. I never did drugs. It's just not my thing. I do like an occasional cocktail and an occasional glass of wine, but I'll probably never be drunk again for the rest of my life. For one thing, I'm a dad. I'm always on duty. But you can choose drugs or you can choose humor. And I've clearly chosen humor my whole life. It's how I handle stress. It's how I handle situations. I'm not sure that comes across. So there we have it. Ed Sheeran says all bankers are goofy. Truly, truly. All right, so let's get into our main topic. And I wish I had some graphics. This program can do graphics. I just don't know how to do them. But one day, wouldn't it be great if it was like a Hemingway Jones exclusive or Hemingway Jones controversy? Wow, that would be fun. But yeah, I don't have that. So what we do have is the Magna Carta Mag600 with the flex nib. Have you seen it? You have seen it. Should I show it to you again? No, you've seen enough, and you're waiting. You're waiting for me to tell you about this controversy and to well, I can't show you the receipts, but I'll read you the receipts. So does this have the exact same nib as the Magna Carta Mag650? I made that statement, I think, once or twice already, and every time I do, I have people in the comments insisting that they're different. And I keep saying, I'm really sorry, but they're not different. They are the same nibs. Now, I want to say that this is predicated on the lovely folks that give me the feedback in the comments. So I don't know about any reviews that have been done on this pen. I've heard that there's at least one, but I haven't watched any. This is nothing to do with anyone else on YouTube. Anyone on YouTube who's creating content as I do, trying to entertain all of you, has my respect. Whoever they are, it's tough. This is a tough game we all do. And it's super easy to say something that's taken out of context. I'm talking about myself there. So I just want to make sure this isn't parsed in any way as me against, Brendan or something, if Brendan did a video on it or anyone else, because I haven't seen any and I don't know what they said. So I have come not to refute what they say, but to state what I do know. For I am sure that they are honorable men. So are they all honorable men. Anyway, so I just wanted to get that disclaimer out of the way. This is purely me and that which I do know. And the lovely folks in my comments that seem to keep asking the question. And I just figured it would be fun to state it clearly here, to give you the evidence. And then I'm going to back off because I'll be honest, I don't even have a dog in this race. I love Magna Carta. I have since I got this pen. I like the nib on this pen. I like this pen. Is it boring? Yes. It's a boring black tree log of a pen. But I love it. I love how it writes and I love the way it feels in my hand. It suits me. Is there something better? Yes. The 650, I believe, is better. It's beautiful. I love stacked resin. It looks like celluloid. It's gorgeous. I hear they refined the shape a bit and whatnot. Kudos to them. Gorgeous. If it were me and I didn't have this and I had to choose the Mag600 or the Mag650, I would choose the Mag650, even though it's more expensive. I would choose it because it's gorgeous and it's unique. And plus, Goldspot's a great company. Tom Oddo is a wonderful guy. He is an honorable man. All right, I got to stop with the Julius Caesar. But I've been reading a lot of Julius Caesar, and I'm just adapting it to like everything I do. But I just love it. But I do love Tom Oddo. He's a lovely guy, and I think it's a brilliant pen. However, no, not however. This is not a refutation of Tom. So, love Tom. Everything's good. It's nothing to do with other YouTubers. I just don't want to start any beef because that's not what this is about. This is about my commenters. So, if you want to buy either the Mag600 or the Mag650 and you purchase one right now, they are going to have the same nib. If you have a Mag600 and you've had it for a while, probably like mine, then there have been slight tweaks to the nib as to where it is. So I suppose if I were buying one between the Mag600 and the Mag650, I would make sure that if I chose the Mag600, it was a recent one. However, from what I hear and from what I see, these things don't last long. I don't know if Tom still has Mag650s left. If he does, I'd be surprised, and I would urge you all to go take a look if you want to get one, because they're fun, they're fantastic, they're great nibs, and that's a beautiful pen. And I am in no way affiliated with Tom, except he's my friend. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. All right, I'm doing Julius Caesar again, but I do want to read that which I know. So I asked Tom, I said, Tom, is it the same nib or is it a different nib? Because I was curious myself. My viewers were really piquing my curiosity, saying, Hemingway, find out, like, is it the same? I hear they're different. I'm like, I'll find out for you. That's what I do. I research. You saw me research Hemingway. And where do I go when I research? I'm scientific minded. I'm logical minded. Any problem, when I can, I go to first-hand sources. So there are two first-hand sources. The first is Magna Carta, and the second is Tom Oddo. So let me read to you what Magna Carta has said. Shall we? We shall. So I said, and I'm going to read it. So forgive me for looking off, but it's on my iPad over here. Okay? I said to Magna Carta, is there a difference with the nib on this pen and the one on the Mag600? Or is it the material of the pen that differentiates? Thanks. I'm polite. I said thanks. Magna Carta replied almost immediately. I believe Huron is the guy who owns it and runs it, and I think he answers his own questions, which is fantastic. I might be mispronouncing his name, so forgive me for that. But it wouldn't be the first time I mispronounced anything, would it? I mean, really. So this is what he says. He says, it have same nib as the Mag600. Let me read that again. It have same nib as the Mag600. I am reading it verbatim. I don't believe he is an English speaker primarily. And, I'm not going to do him a disjustice by, tidying it up. But that's what he says. And then I said, thank you very much. Wonderful and beautiful pen, though. You are doing great things, which I firmly believe. I took a picture of that, and it's in my community section. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do. And then go to my community section, and you'll see, I think it's about 2 or 3 posts down, that exchange. So that's Magna Carta. Firsthand, the manufacturer. The people who make the pen. That's the manufacturer. They are the people who make the pen. They say, it have same nib as the Mag600. That's pretty definitive. But I asked Tom Oddo, too. First off, I love Tom. He's got a great voice. He's a great presenter. He's a gentleman. He's a lovely guy. If I have an excuse to just reach out to him and say anything, I take it. And he's very kind in responding to me. So he's a very busy guy. So this is what Tom said to me. And forgive me, Tom, if I'm airing our correspondencies, but I think you know when you tell me something like this, it's not just me. I represent my channel. I think we all know that. So he says the Mag650 model does have a better feel in hand, at least in my opinion. Plus, Huron, Magna Carta, keeps working on the quality of the flex nib. So this batch is slightly improved over the 600s that were made a few months ago. So let me read that again. The Mag650 model does have a better feel in hand, at least in my opinion. Plus, Huron keeps working on the quality of the flex nib. So this batch is slightly improved over the 600s that were made a few months ago. So there you have it. Same nib on two different pens, but the 650 has different material. It's beautiful. It's slightly more refined, but the nibs are the same. So if it were me and I was choosing, I'd go with the 650. But there you have it. I just wanted to clear that up. I think that's about as definitive as one can be. And if you're ever curious about these things, feel free to reach out to me. And if I don't know it, I'll try to find out. And otherwise, I'll just tell you I don't know. Because I never pretend I know something when I do not. I have specialties. I have things I know very, very well. I know fountain pens very well. I don't know everything about them. There are whole families of fountain pens I've never touched. I've never touched a Scribo. I've never touched a Leonardo. I've never touched an St. Dupont. Never. I have no idea how to say St. Dupont, but that sounded kind of cool. Maybe I'm French now. That would be cool. So I don't pretend when I know something. Confidence, true confidence, and knowing who you are is being big enough to admit when you do not know something and simply saying, I don't know. That's not my area of expertise. However, I know a little of some things. I have kind of a broad frame of reference. It's more shallow and wide, I think, than profound, except in a few areas. Fountain pens happens to be one of them. Menswear's another. Vintage clothing's another. Certain books are. I know a lot more Shakespeare than the average person, but compared to like a grad student, I know nothing. So the more I learn, too, the more I realize I need to learn. So there you have it. I hope that puts this controversy to rest. That is the final word. They have the same nib. Now, if I had a 650 and I judged it directly against this one, I would say probably, I don't know. I don't have one. Tom didn't ask me to review it. Tom? The heck, man. Maybe I would say something different because I'd be judging them. But the one thing also about this channel, which I've said from the beginning, I review the pen that's in front of me because I know that there's variances in all manufacturing. This pen has been very good to me. I have no ambition to replace it. If the flex nib is better on another pen than this, I can't imagine it. This is fantastic. I would say it's as good as my Waterman 5. So if they made it even better, there's no frame of reference for that. How do you make awesome more awesome? So it's always the pen in hand because I can't control those of you that got a bad one. Because there's always bad pens out there and there were problems. I've heard from enough people. There were QC problems with these early on. I got lucky. And by the way, this is the thirstiest pen you have ever used. I fill this and I think it lasts maybe a day and a half. But I do flex it like a maniac. Okay, I filled this yesterday. I got about half left. By the way, guess what I have in here? I'll tell you what I have in here. It's awesome. I have Tesla coil in here. Oh, so awesome. So there you have it. That's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. We get to the bottom of things and we do it in a way that brings people together. That's what's important to me. I'm here to make friends, to make connections. And I really hope I get to see a lot of you on the pen show circuit this year, certainly in Washington, D.C. in a little over a month, and then at the Commonwealth Pen Show in mid-September. So it should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun. And I really hope to see you all. And if you do see me, please come up and say hello, because I could use the encouragement. It really does help. And if you've watched this long and you've listened to this, please subscribe. I'd love to have you on this journey with us. We meet every Tuesday night. We have fantastic conversations. I had a blast tonight. I hope you all did too. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're inspired. I hope your summer's going wonderful. Well, I think that's it for me tonight. My voice is waning, and I need to record some videos on Friday night, so I have to kind of save my voice and be at my best. So it's time for us to say goodnight. I want to thank you all. I want to extend all my love to you, and I can promise you we have a video on Thursday, which I forgot to mention, but there's a video, of course. It's not Thursday, it's Friday. I keep forgetting summer schedule. So video on Friday, and it's on the perfect fountain pen you cannot buy. Can you imagine? Unbelievable. You can't buy it, but it's perfect. That's the topic, and that's this Friday, noon, Boston time. Not New York time, Boston time. So thank you all. Much love. I'll see you all further up the road. So take care of yourselves.